Is bleeding, but I can't see his blood. See, I've always been a fighter, but without you, I give up. See, I can write a love song like the way it's meant to be, but I just can't let that. But baby, that's just me, and I will love you
Reach for it.
always. Name the song.
It's that Bon Jovi bloke, isn't it?
Bon Jovi Bloke is a group, classic 90s rock.
Just said no one ever.
Mate, you're out of your element here.
Yeah, happily.
Bon Jovi.
I hate John Bon Jovi.
Mate, there was a time. The name of the song.
I Will Always Love You.
No, that's wrong. If you could let us know in the comments immediately, as soon as seeing this, just type the name of the song. That's it.
Right, enough of that drivel.
That's too long now. Hello?
Hola.
Hello?
Hola.
Hello?
Hola.
Hello?
It's me, Rafa. Rafa Benitez. Yeah, Reed. It's me, Rafa.
Hello, Rafa.
Rafa.
How you doing, mate?
Love it up here. 40 points. Happy days. Rafa, it's Rafa. So happy. Never leaving the club.
Really?
Get the watches I deserve. I'm staying here forever. Dynasty. Starting a dynasty.
Hold on.
It's me, Rafa.
Rafa.
Love it. I love it.
Rafa.
What?
What about if Liverpool give you a call? Maybe Klopp something might happen with Klopp.
No, man. No, man. I love the club.
Are you sure?
Are they offering?
Well, maybe.
No way. Love the club so much. You just definitely not.
No.
Love the club.
Did I fuck that up?
I don't know. The accent was going on. See you later. Oh yeah. I'm gone.
What does that mean?
I'm gone.
Go. What does that mean?
What was the one for the weekend? The podcast, the best podcast on YouTube
That you need to listen to.
Yeah, that's the intro to the iTunes podcast that really you should be listening to on your commute or wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
I believe in this podcast now.
Do you?
Flav, I do.
What, for a long time you thought, nah.
Do you know what? I was thinking about it, and it's for a long time it was these little bits, and you're thinking, are people going to like it? Are we going to like it? And I feel like we're in. It's bittersweet because there's only 5 more one for the weekends this season.
Yeah.
And I think we're really hitting our stride now.
Yeah, it's a
after
shame.
25 or whatever it is.
What should we do? Maybe we should just hang out and don't record anything. Me and you would just sort of do this.
And I'll listen to it myself.
Yeah, we'll record. I
might record it myself. So much to talk about. Room 69. We're going to be talking about Man United versus Spurs semi-finals of the FA Cup this weekend. Man City are champions now. We're going to be talking about Inter-Social Night. And importantly, we've got all your favourite bits. We've got Soldiers Lost in Battle, Birds and That, Flames. We're going to take a trip down to Twinkles again for some stat nuggets.
Love Twinkles.
And, and we'll give you an update on The Boy, who, of course, if you haven't watched last week's podcast, Soldiers Lost in Battle was epic. We've looked, apparently there's a sequel on the cards. We're looking into that. But first things first, Room 69. We'd like to kick it off on a high.
Mark Lawrenson. Everyone will agree with that. There's no one watching.
This.
There's no one watching. And you know what the biggest thing? There's 2 things about him. It's not his opinions on football. It's his shirts he wears with 3 buttons in the collar. What's that all about?
Naughty collars.
That's mental.
Yeah, horrific.
And it's just his barnet is.
It's like a thatched house.
Offensive. Yeah.
It's like a thatched roof.
Cottage. Yeah. Thatched cottage. Not a thatched house.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. You're from Surrey. You know this stuff.
Yeah, I do. Anyone who knows my views on football in general is I want England to do well, but just right next to that is I hate Mark Lawrenson.
Do you think what's he still doing there? And this is why he needs to get in rooms, because he seems so out of touch.
I think that's why we need to put him into room 69, because we need to start this.
Yeah.
We need to get, this is the manhunt needs to start here. And then hopefully it will spread to the BBC, because God knows what. He must have some kind of information on someone for him to still have a job. Yeah. It's a joke. And he's going to be involved in the World Cup.
What are you saying?
It's going to upset me.
What would you mean by some information? What kind of information?
Well, I don't know, do I? That's the whole point. Probably something naughty.
Well, give me an example. What kind of information?
I don't know, like sexual stuff probably. Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of sexual stuff, Birds and That will be on the podcast later. This is the Fan League podcast, as you can see. Obviously, you would have seen it from the start. Fan League 13 predicts 13 English football games. Get it right. Money to be won. Only got 5 last week. Not good enough for me.
No.
Mug. But 10 grand to be won each week, which is good. We've got our own league, the One for the Weekend League. There is a link to that in the description of this video. Click on that link and get involved. Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not play with us? Get involved. Add me and get me credit.
Yeah, and add me as well. That's it. That's true. Add me, James Alcott, ALLCOTT, as a friend on the app, and we can add you to the league. Only 5 weeks to go. With the podcast, but the app will continue, of course. So get involved with that. This weekend, mate. We're going to be going to Twinkles, and there's going to be some action there. But there'll be some action at Wembley.
Yeah.
Man United won yesterday against Bournemouth.
Yeah, they did.
Mourinho was saying that the players were playing in a way that said, "I want to play in the FA Cup semi-final."
This is in reaction to his comments about them not being ready or not being, playing in a way that should mean that they get into the semi-final team. But all of it's nonsense from him, innit? It's not nonsense. It's actually very clever because he's either getting into the player's head, he's getting people questioning what teams he's going to play. He got Pogba was probably man of the match against Bournemouth yesterday. So, but then it's only 3 days. You play Pogba twice in a week, 3 times in a week against the semi-final. So, look, ultimately, the best position for him to be is that the opposing manager has no real idea about who's going to play. And when you're playing against teams like Man United, Man City, you know that the nucleus of the team will remain more or less. How
are you feeling about this game? Because you said earlier this week that you're sick of football.
Oh, but that's just me, innit? I'm not sick of it. This is a big game, but I'm like... Do you know, there's a lot riding on it. And it's not an enjoyable experience to go into, really. There's a lot riding on this game. You know, we can win, get to the final, all that's good. But if we don't win, you know what's coming. You know, there's going to be a barrage of bottle jobs, all that shit. And anyone who gets knocked out of a cup competition is a bottle job, but it seems to just be like something that the final...
Psychologically, not on the pitch itself, psychologically, playing at Wembley, does that put more pressure on Spurs? Or do you think...
No, it's just...
Do fans feel like that is an advantage?
It is an advantage. Yeah. It is an advantage. We played on that turf.
That makes you more confident? Or does it make you worry more? Because if you don't... That's the other thing, is you lose... Actually, if you win the whole tournament, people are going, "Oh, well, look, you've been playing at home."
That part doesn't bother me at all. No. There's nothing in that. I mean, you take advantages where you get them. You know, Man City fans are not like crying and moaning because they financially dope their way to the league. Fact, but you know, it is what it is.
Speaking of that, actually, we'll get into. Let's get straight into it. Actually, I'll give you a tiny bit more time on Man United Spurs. Seems harsh otherwise because we want to talk about football at some stage.
Yeah.
But there has been some doping. Well, there's an answer, and I wonder if someone's been doping when it comes to the football trivia.
Oh, we'll do that in a bit.
We'll do it in a second. I heard Kyle Walker talking this week.
Yeah.
He was saying how he's learnt more from Guardiola than he has Pochettino.
Did he?
Would you, if Guardiola went, "This is a bit boring, City winning it, all the money, I want somewhere where they get money because they deserve it, but it's based on their performances." Daniel Levy goes, "Hang on a minute," gives him a call and goes, "Why don't you come over here?" Would you take Guardiola and get rid of Pochettino?
Would you take Guardiola and get rid of Ian Holloway?
Yes. I think I would.
You love him.
Do you know what? I actually really thought about that because in my head I was like, he'll be able to get like Barca B players. Right. Not on a personality basis.
No, certainly
or
not.
like, if he's not allowed to use his scouting network, I'd rather have Holloway than Guardiola.
No, I don't think I would.
No?
No, I think... I understand that in terms of quality, he's an upgrade on Pochettino. I admit that. One of the few managers I think that are.
So even with all the money, you think he's a better manager than Pochettino?
He just knows how to... It's not... Financially dope's the one thing. They won... The why I say that is because they've won the league previously.
1.2 billion they've spent since 2008.
Yeah, 1.2 billion pounds on players. You know, that guarantees success unless you truly don't know what you're doing. Guardiola, managing a club like Bayern Munich, like Barcelona, like Man City, it brings with it its own pressures and difficulties that perhaps Sean Dyche won't get at Burnley because they're so much more forgiving, because their expectations are so much lower. You know, but you can imagine the expectation on Pep Guardiola and the pressure on him to deliver is insane. You know, you got that from the fans, although Man City are pretty placid in comparison to some others. Again, from where they come from, their levels of expectation are not what
be there still, aren't
they? The board, they're going to want, you know, they're pumping into it. I assume that they want huge success, and then the world's media as well demands it. So I'm not saying he isn't a great manager. He is. You know, anyone who calls him a fraud or doesn't know what he's doing is bitter or, you know, joking. Yeah. So you know, he done brilliantly, and he would, I think, do very good things with Tottenham as well. I'm just really happy. I'm happy being a Spurs fan. I'm happy with Pochettino. I really love him. I really like the way he handles himself, and so grass isn't always greener. Might be, but I'm happy with the way things are going.
And if you don't beat Man United, what I want to get to is, when is the tipping point for you of like, well, I'm annoyed now? Because you're like, I think you're still, for a long time, as long as I've known you, you've been like, this is great, like, we're good now, like, life's great, like, we've got something that we can believe in, the fans believe in the players that are there, you can tell that they're working hard, you can tell that the manager's developing the players, all that stuff's great. And then you also, you know, you pass comment all the time, you look at these other fans of these big clubs, and you are able to, you do have a bit of a high horse, because you're still at a point where you're going, how can you be moaning when you've won FA Cups or League Cups or whatever? and where's the tipping point for Spurs fans?
Well, I don't. In terms of the other clubs, you hear about them moaning because of the industry we work in. Arsenal fans, their moaning's exposed to the world because of Arsenal Fan TV. But you speak to a lot of their fans, and a lot of Man United, Man City fans, and Chelsea fans, they'll probably be content. They're certainly not going mental on the internet. I can see progression at Spurs each season. You know, despite the difficulties this year, we still had a very good season. Everyone tipped us to finish outside the top four. Now they're saying Wembley's an advantage. That's because of the work that Pochettino's done and the performances on the pitch. So I don't think ever, really. I think I'm fine with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the fan base as a whole, like, because obviously you must hear from everyone else.
There'll be others. There are some people losing their nuts, but they're mental. Yeah, they're saying like, we'll never get anywhere with Levy. Levy will never spend the money in order for success, and they may be true, they may be right. But you look at
what's getting somewhere. Like,
we are getting somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
We have got somewhere. You know, there was a time when qualifying for the Champions League was a pipe dream. You know, we celebrated qualifying for the Champions League when we beat Man City at the Etihad, like we'd won the league. It was an incredible evening. Like I'd never been about as drunk as I could have been. It was a brilliant evening. It wasn't a trophy.
Yeah.
Really mean anything. We got knocked out in the quarterfinals the next year, but it was progress. It was a marker of progress, and it took us 5 years to do it again, I think. So, you know, there is progress there. It's just people want everything all the time. And that's a human trait. That's not a trait of football fans. Okay. You just do your best to ignore them, really.
Still to come after football trivia, which is in just a second. How can we hate Mo Salah? He's been very reasonable as our Flav, but that's not how we like him. We like you being angry at Liverpool fans. Let's find a way.
No, I did it last week.
Nah, we're doing it again. We're doing it again. Let's go to the trivia. Last week we asked you this question: which four goalkeepers have won full England caps while playing for foreign clubs?
Loads got it.
Loads of people got it, actually. Well, loads of people made comments on it. A few people got it.
Go on.
But this one, Hushy Love.
What was the answer?
So the answer was, good point. Chris Woods, Rangers and Scotland. It's obviously a different country. Joe Hart, Torino last year. Fraser Forster at Celtic. And the one that you were saying last week was a tricky one to get. Scott Carson at Bursaspor in Turkey. Thoughts on Bursaspor, Ed?
Yeah, great little club. Great little club.
Great fan base, isn't they?
Yeah.
They care. Hushy Love said this. Now,
just one thing on that. One of my favourite things is how mental Turkish fans go to at the arrival of a very average English footballer. Darius Vassell is a great show. They turned up like he was a god. He must have thought there was like, what is happening here?
Yeah. Is the place where we've said it before, isn't it? It's where Premier League strikers go to die.
Yeah.
Not literally, in the terms of their career. Hushy Love said this. Tell me if there's any suspicious in
All right,
this.
go on.
Joe Hart, brackets Torino, and Fraser Forster, Celtic, are the obvious ones for the trivia. I also know that bloke who came in as goalkeeping coach when Moyes took over at Man United. Chris Woods? Got a few when he played in Scotland. Brackets, I looked him up way back when he was brought in as a coach.
Right.
As for the last one, I don't know. That many prolific English goalkeepers who have been out of the country. Scott Carson being the only one that comes to mind. Brackets, played in Turkey, I think. then again, he's shit. Although, to be fair, England haven't had that many decent goalies in recent years. I mean, they kept pushing David James out there until he was 40, in spite of him being shit. I'm guessing Carson is the last one. Don't know any other good English goalkeepers who've been somewhere else. Right.
Have you ever heard of the expression "dost protest too much"?
The thing is, though, I think I'm wary of setting a trap where any answer cannot be seen as not doping.
No.
There's something slightly suspicious about
No, but the thing is, if he would have just said, given the answers, not explaining how he arrived at them, it's not like this isn't a math question where you have to explain your working out. You know, just give us the answers.
I love it.
Because, I mean, basically, I've got to be honest. What's his name?
Hushy Love.
Hushy Love. You're close to being banned from the channel.
Whoa. Can be done.
Jordan managed to claw his way back through the kind of whinging and moaning of the people in the comments. Fine, Jordan, I'll think what I think and they can think what they think.
Yeah,
but
we need a new inquiry, don't we, really?
this guy, I mean, look, you tell us in the comments below, what's his name again? Mushy Love.
Hushy Love. Can I just say, this is the bit, it's the Chris Woods bit, brackets, I looked him up way back when he was brought in as a coach.
This is incredible. What I like to think is that he's done this intentionally. But if he hasn't, let us know in the comments what are we going for.
Hushy Love the dope.
Hushy Love the dope.
Hushy
No dope.
No, Hushy no dope. Has he been doping with this question? He got it right. Well done if you were doing it by legal means.
Yeah.
But if you weren't, then you're gone, mate.
And beware,
you're gone.
And be aware that your vote is powerful, because something will happen to Hushy Love.
Actually, on that note, last week 52 people checked in. Just checked in.
Thanks for checking in, lads and ladies.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, people that don't watch the last bit, don't want to say 30% because I know you've got the t-shirts coming out with Fine Cock. We asked you to check in just to make sure that you're fine, that you're okay. Yeah. 52 people did. Brilliant. That's
great. Thanks for doing that, 50, because it meant a lot. We know that you're okay, yeah. But from that, what we take is that the other 7,000 or 8,000 people that watch aren't okay.
Yeah, and so it's worrying.
We need to know: are you okay? You don't have to say anything. If you don't know what to say or you don't want to comment on the video, just say, "Just checking in, lads."
Yeah, I liked one where it was like, "Oh guys, just checking in. Everything's fine. Just checking in."
Yeah, see you later.
Lovely.
That's it.
That's all we need.
Everything is fine.
All we need.
And you know, if everything ain't fine, then at the end of each podcast, we have the flames section where we help you through your life's problems.
Exactly. 2 flames questions coming up this week. This week's trivia question. Get your answers in. Which 3 Republic of Ireland players have scored Premier League hat-tricks?
Oh, I got one.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
There are 2 others.
I got 2.
One is very difficult.
I got 2.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah. No.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Alright, so one of them isn't Clinton Morrison.
I know. Yeah, so there you go. That'll help. So Champions League semi-finals next week.
Yes.
Liverpool v Roma.
Roma, yep.
Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid.
Yeah.
This is weird because this popped into my head and I'm supposed to be the optimistic one.
Right.
But Salah is the most loved man on the planet right now.
Yes,
I would say that's official.
Yeah.
Previous winners were Antonio Conte last year.
Yep. Ranieri.
Ranieri, absolutely, yeah, true. And before that, Roberto Carlos.
Okay.
Everyone loves Roberto Carlos,
I suppose.
So
you're saying some people you just can't not love at a certain point.
Well, see, that's what I want to get to the bottom of.
All right.
How can we hate this guy?
So we've got to come up with reasons how to hate Mo Salah.
Yeah, can we find a way that's not a hate crime? Because we don't want that.
All right. The only thing that springs to mind is...
It's the hair, innit?
The hair?
I just think he looks a bit scruffy.
And
that's why I hate him.
He
doesn't have a good haircut.
His haircut's rubbish, isn't it?
Is a haircut important to I mean, does it matter?
Well, see, the problem is I like that he doesn't care. It's tough, isn't it?
It's a better haircut than Toby Alderweireld's.
That is overgroomed.
Yeah, too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
That's what we all did. That's when we all hit about 11, went into like secondary school and went
Shit loads of gel.
Yeah, oh God, there's girls in this. What's this? Like, oh, it's gone up. Ah. Yeah, right. Just get some gel. This will work.
Oh, there was a lot there. I went to an all-boys school.
Was that frustrating?
It's confusing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Were there any like
moments?
Yeah.
Nearly moments.
Do you have any nearly moments?
With the boys at school.
With the lads at school.
So my school.
Love the story. You went straight to the story. Here we go.
My school was one of the most homophobic, ultra alpha male schools that it would exist in a kind of Western civilized country.
And it turned you on.
If fear turns you on, then maybe. But no, there was no room for that, and there would be many young gay men in that school who would have not been able to express themselves freely for fear of being battered.
Oh dear.
So it's taking a turn. You know, you make jokes about it, and I'm bringing back the realness.
He won't do it 2 years on the trot, Salah. And that's why I hate him.
We can't hate him.
Can't
like,
hate him. It's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's annoying. It's like Liverpool don't deserve him. All right, I'll say that. They don't deserve him.
There he goes. He's starting to love it, all the Liverpool fans. They're going, I'm going to come here for a good... Like, it's like self-inflicting abuse.
Yeah, you don't deserve him. You don't deserve him. Like, you deserve Suarez, because he was scum.
Is there anyone in the Spurs team you wouldn't swap Salah for? Even Kane? Even Kane?
What can you say? Look at him. He's got 45...
He's only done it 1 year. He's only done it 1 year, though.
45 goals in 40 games.
One season wonder. There you go.
Mate, that's your one.
That's a title, isn't it? Mo Salah, 1 season wonder.
Beautiful, that'll get him in. Get the little sluggies.
Sluggies
coming in. You can't... The fact is, if you look at what he does outside of football back in Egypt, and I know a part of being a Muslim and a part of his religion is about giving back to community and rebuilding, if you can, sharing the wealth and making sure that your fellow man is as close to as happy as you can be. It's a very, very noble aspect to their religion, and he does it.
Do that now, eh? You're going to blow your nose now when he's saying something beautiful like that.
You are a scumbag.
Are you for real? Are you serious?
I can't time when the snot starts dribbling down my nose.
What, you know what it in though? You threw that out. That's unbelievable. I was close to tears there.
I'm ill.
I close to him. All of a sudden, Adam's bloody blowing his nose.
He's not ill, by the way.
Do you want to finish your point, Flav? Are you done?
I think he's not ill, by the way. He's allergic to his cats, and his mum won't get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
He says sooner Adam goes than he goes. And to be honest, at 23, you should be moving out anyway. Yeah, so it does a lot for his community. So it isn't even the fact that he's an incredible footballer. Yeah. It isn't even the fact that he's really likeable generally.
Teacher's pet. Hate him.
Yeah.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah. So I don't hate him, and deep down, I don't hate Liverpool either. Liverpool fans are just irritating. Okay. That's all.
We spoke about it yesterday on the Bull Street channel, PFA Team of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to reiterate my annoyance at Otamendi being in the side. And
why is Otamendi in the side created such derision?
Because they don't defend.
You keep saying this, it doesn't make any sense. So go on the video, go and watch the video on Bull Street. But after this, not right now, yeah, because we need to watch time now. You said that Kyle Walker, Otamendi shouldn't be in the side because Man City just don't defend.
Kyle Walker, I don't mind because in an attacking sense, he is the best right back. Right. There's no one better than him.
Yeah.
The one thing that's more ridiculous than... Actually, maybe that's dangerous, but I don't care. More ridiculous than Otamendi is people saying Van Dijk. Because he came in January, he didn't play... Everyone forgets about the first half of the season. That is important. That's part of it.
Yeah, plus the votes from the players were in like end of January or something. So Van Dijk was never going to get
madness. And yeah, he's ruined... He's relegated Southampton. Yeah, it's on you, Van Dijk.
Yeah.
It is. If he'd like...
and Liverpool. If we're going to bash Liverpool again, they've ruined Southampton's entire club. Leave them alone now.
Yeah, that's enough now.
You've had enough.
Yeah.
It's like a bully at school, right? He walks up and there's this little kid and he's like...
Have you ever bullied anyone?
Never. I'd
not
detest
you, is
them.
it?
No, I if I ever found out that my 2 kids were being bullied, I'd put that bully through a fucking wall. Just letting you know, anyone out there thinking about bullying my 2 kids, if you're out there, anyone in the comments want to go, let me know, we can have it.
That's got to be tough, innit, for a parent. It's where like it's being on the. I think that's where I've heard something about this, but like being on the playground, like because you're picking up kids or whatever, not for any weird reasons, and you know which one's the bully.
Yeah.
And you just want to go up to it. You would want to go up to him or her. I got bullied by a girl, and my older sister had to sort it out.
Right.
So
how old was she? A big
year
girl?
4. It was year 4, and she's bigger than me.
Yeah. But when you're underdeveloped, boys and girls are more or less the same, apart from the
Yeah,
wages.
that's true. Right. Yeah, but yeah, no, I've always been small. But yeah, she's big, and she fancied me, but quite aggressively, and it was a bit too much. I didn't like it, so I ran to my sister who's 2 years
That's not
older.
really
and said,
bullying, mate.
Can you sort this out?
It might be bullying.
She was like, go out with me.
You might be. That's been a kind of a reoccurring thing in your life, hasn't it?
What?
Women go out to me and go out with me. Go out with me.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. That may be bullying in Surrey, but not where I'm from, Sunshine.
Right. Sorry, I got mixed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, PFA Team of the Year. Let us know if there's...
Couple of things on PFA.
Go on.
One is voted for by the players. All right, so they're doing it from players' perspective, and a different one from like pundits and fans. So we all have our opinions, we all have our biases. Players aren't allowed to pick their own side. They're not allowed to pick players from their own side. So in that theory, with that, the bias is removed. And it's quantitative. So this is the opinions of many footballers across the board. And when you do quantitative surveys, generally you get the truth or general consensus.
Not on this occasion.
Well, no, it's more true than your opinion. It has to
Wow.
be. The opinions of many, if you get a consistent result, are more valuable than the opinions of one. So you may have your opinions, Liverpool fans might have your opinions, but the fact remains, professional footballers en masse think that there should be 3 Spurs players in there and only 1 Liverpool. I'll put that in my trophy cabinet.
It's madness.
It's not madness. It's science, if anything.
You know what we're getting now, don't you, mate?
Yeah, this will cheer me up.
Off to Twinkles.
Turn up it.
I love it. I want to hug it. It's Stat Nuggets. I really worked on this week. Get some top-notch Stat Nuggets that you can use in the nightclubs out there this weekend. We're at Twinkles now, but you could be anywhere across the globe.
Twinkles is a banger though.
Get in there, Twinkles. Yeah, if you haven't tried out Twinkles, get down there.
Where is Twinkles?
It's
Southend.
Yeah, it's 90s house night this week. So
Is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be class.
This is an house of drum bass.
I know. I'm just saying that this is different.
Right.
Forget it. Right. So I'm gonna give you the setup. So stat up, and I'm gonna hit you with that stat up.
And what character am I this week?
Who do you want to be? Who was it? Sharon Tracy last
Sharon
week?
Tracy last week. I think Gemma. Why have I got to
Gemma.
be able to go?
Because I'm delivering the setup line.
All right.
You can do what if you
No.
want. Right.
Gemma. I'll be Gemma. What's your name? All right. No, don't worry. We'll get to that. All right.
All right, Jim.
What's your name? Actually, no, my name's Gemma. That's a bit creepy.
Yeah. No. Well, I'll ask you, mate. It's me, Trevor.
What are you telling my name for? All right, don't get out with me. What do you think my name
Don't
is?
mug me off. All right, Gemma.
Yeah.
You and me
What?
are the perfect combination.
Oh, you are joking, are we?
Speaking of which, the pairings of Salah, Roberto Firmino, and Salah and Sadio Mane have each combined for 7 Premier League goals this season. This is 3 short of the competition record for one duo in a single season for Liverpool brackets, 10 by Robbie Fowler and Stan Collymore in 95-96.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Really? That's not doing it for me.
Is that not doing it for you?
Nah, Paul. Is it Paul?
Thing is, Jem.
Yeah.
Thing is, Jem,
What's
yeah?
that?
Thing is, Jem, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't want to die alone, do you?
I mean, I sometimes worry about existentialism and that, yeah, so...
Speaking of which, Watford versus Crystal Palace this Saturday. It's going to be the only Premier League match to be played on Saturday at 3 p.m. The last time that happened was the 7th of March 2015 between Spurs and QPR. You won 2-1. It's annoying.
Do you know what, Paul? I don't think I can wait to get you home.
You starting to feel it?
Do you want to...
Yeah?
What about... Do you want to go to the ball?
Sure.
Give you a quick bloz.
That's fan league. I mean, come on. So, Jen, I've had so many drinks.
Have you?
I've had so many drinks.
Oh, I'm feeling pretty tipsy as well.
I'm feeling it tonight,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling you.
Oh,
and I
mate.
think I might drive home tonight.
That's not on.
Speaking of 3 points, West Ham United have won 5 Premier League matches at Arsenal. Only Manchester United, 8 wins, and Liverpool 7 wins, have won more Premier League matches at Arsenal.
Oh, you filthy pig.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you to the bogs right now. You got any more?
Yeah, I've got one more.
All right, one more. All right, wait.
Yeah, do you want to go to the toilet, me and you?
No, I was thinking about, let's go. There's some bins around the back.
Oh, right, well, I might go to the toilet first, because I've got the runs. Speaking of runs, Burnley can win 4 consecutive top-flight away matches for the first time since September 1961. And Stoke are looking to avoid a run of 4 consecutive home top-flight defeats for the first time since a run of 6 in May 1985.
Well, while you were talking, I took my knickers off.
It's on. And that's Twinkles.
What a place.
Stat up lines
In Twinkles.
in your back pocket. I've literally given you the whole play there.
What's the worst club you've ever been to?
What's the worst club I've ever been to?
Mine was Falmouth in Cornwall, where I went to university. Dropped out because I'm a lad. And it was a place called Club International.
Right. Because of the clientele that would come to the club.
No, and it was owned by Steve McFadden, who is
Steve McFadden. Oh, right, from
EastEnders.
Phil Mitchell.
Phil Mitchell from EastEnders. Terrible.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like that, basically.
I went to, there was one club in, I mean, it was only in Kingston, but I remember, like, I couldn't walk. Actually, I don't know the worst place to go to. It's a place called The Swan. It's a club.
That's a club called The Swan.
It's in Clapham. It's awful.
What kind of music, say?
It's like, it's just all like, it's like just awful cheese music or like Irish songs and stuff like that.
It's a club?
It's a club
Brilliant.
called The Swan. And I went in there and I thought, this stinks. This place literally stinks. It smells, right? And I think, but sometimes I think since you haven't been able to smoke in a club, those places smell more because you can smell other things.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's right. Look, I'll acclimatise in a bit. 2 hours later, I had to go.
Yeah.
Still stank.
Stunk.
Couldn't deal with it.
What does it stink of?
Just like
Women and...
just grim. No,
men
not bits.
there.
Not bits.
What do you mean bits?
I don't know. You said women and men.
What? I just meant like odour.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
You're looking forward to Inter social night
What?
this weekend?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Inter Milan
Yeah.
this weekend. It's their Inter social night, right?
Intersocial night?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
So the club website said it's set to be the first football match dedicated to all things digital and social media.
Dedicated to social media?
So they're playing Cagliari, or
Yeah.
Calgary, however
Right.
you want to say it.
Calgary.
And all the players are going to have their Instagram account on their back
Right.
as their name. And there's just going to be, everyone's going to be tweeting. No one's going to be watching the football, they're all just going to be like that. Instagramming. Thoughts?
Thoughts?
Was that not last weekend?
Oh, was it?
I think so. I saw some stuff on Twitter about it.
Facts remain though. What? There's a couple of
Let me
things.
check that.
This. It doesn't matter if it is this or what.
Yeah.
The point, the themes are the same. Yeah, I've got an issue with it.
Yeah, it was. It was last week.
Last week that happened, so it was successful because I didn't even know what it
4-0
was.
win. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one heard about it.
So from the club's perspective, you know, in the modern era, having a social presence is valuable. For a player, it's valuable. It makes them a more valuable asset. You've got 2 players of comparable ability. One of them has 2 million followers on Twitter, and one of them has no social media. The club signed in that one. So you can understand the logic and you can understand the fact that they're kind of moving with the times.
Where does this head? Where is this going with like the way that players are going to behave in the next few years when the club themselves are showing you how important it is?
I think they know. Even the clubs are just late to the party. They know.
But I wonder if it will make. So, for example, Troy Deeney,
Yeah.
right? He's so in my head this could go 2 ways. It could make players more plastic, more unreachable, which I mean they are already, but like more distant to football fans, or you might get more characters back in the game because they're not actually just doing it because they're a character.
Well, if you think of
They're
them
doing
like
it because of everything else.
yeah, you think of like someone like
Evra, who uses social media in a way that's unique to him and is funny if you like that kind of stuff. And then you've got others who just have it because they know it's a part of being a professional footballer but don't engage really. I mean, from my perspective, if I was a professional footballer, I would be nowhere near Twitter. It's a horrendous place, especially for someone like them. You imagine the amount of tweets they get, mentions they get saying, you're a sorry, you're a bastard, you know all that sort of stuff. You might have to beat that, make a note of that. But you know, it's just they can't be themselves. There was a period in Twitter's early days where, you know, players could engage with the fans, and it was a beautiful thing because it's been so long in football where the distance, the bubble around professional footballers for good reason has increased, and the kind of relationship between the fans and the players is almost non-existent. And then there's this new platform, new technology that enables you to connect directly with them. But people being people managed to screw it all up by being arseholes. And now players are like, you know, people are digging out. Who was the player who said tweet something like and then put great win today for the lads?
Daily Blind, I think, did it, didn't he?
Daily Blind.
Or his social guy.
Right. Do you blame him? Because if he's the one reading all the mentions and having to do it all, and then reading the barrage of abuse from City fans or from Man United fans who didn't like his performance, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near it. I wouldn't even want to serve these people. They don't deserve it.
I guess it's... I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what I would be like in that situation. But I guess the point is that... where does it go in terms of the connection with the fans and the players? Because I think what you'll start to get is you'll get footballers who are outrageous, but the club kind of knows that they're going to be outrageous because they're a character, and it still gets all the traction and all that stuff that they need. And also the second thing is, I think that these players are going to make so much more money from outside their club, despite the astronomical amount of money that they make for that. But they make so much money because every platform, like you see it, like footballers, a couple of footballers are starting to move to YouTube as well. They're starting to see that, like, it's about, they're starting to cotton on to the, it's about influence. Money, money comes with influence. And well, that might lead to different contract negotiations. I think contracts are like already ridiculous, but even more so because there's people like, I bet Dele Alli's making more money from everything else than he is with his Spurs contract.
I'd imagine he has a sizable contract with Adidas, and I don't know if it's as much as he's earning per week. I don't know, maybe you're right, I have no idea. But it's another revenue stream for them. The contracts with the clubs will be more complex. They'll know about, be restrictive, and actually the clubs will probably bring brand deals to these players to use through their social media. There's no way that the marketing brand teams within football clubs don't have a strategy to use the social reach of their footballers. They'd be crazy not to.
Yeah.
So in the same way that we work in an industry where we understand how important audience is and how important influence is, and how much money can be made from that if you are an influencer, major influencer on YouTube or where else. So of course it's part of it, and building that social reach will benefit Inter Milan, and that's what that whole social day was about. I think people who are kind of against modern football will irritate them immensely, because it's another step about removing them from just being and experiencing their team. But the transition of the game isn't going to stop just because a few people are disgruntled or frustrated.
It
is progress. I find it irritating. I don't really want to engage with it. I wouldn't if it was Tottenham, but there's no stopping it. There's no stopping ticket prices. There's no stopping the globalisation of the game. The game isn't what it was 20 years ago, and if it is, you just drop down the leagues and go and watch Brentford, where it's fucking like a 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of pathetic and irritating, this weekend is Brentford versus QPR. We'll be there. Adam lost his voice last week after the Fulham game. Absolutely hilarious. His voice notes. He's lost his voice after that. So, for those of you who don't know, Brentford got a last-minute goal to get a draw against Fulham, and it was a bit too much for Adam, I think. Good day, wasn't it? Great day. Next day, he messaged our boss saying he can't come in because he was like, every word hurts. This is what it sounds like when I speak.
So I thought, because we set Adam...
Which I respect.
Yeah, I respect it.
I like that.
I thought we set Adam some homework last week for birds and that, and I thought that he might have changed his attention to the opposite sex, and that's where the sore throat came from.
Oh. Possibly.
Sorry.
Oh, dodging it. Nervous about the game, lad?
I am actually.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's because Brentford are on the brink of potential playoff qualification.
Our last month has gone incredibly well. 3 wins, a last minute draw at Fulham. It's so perfect for QPR.
I love this, right? This is happened yesterday.
Oh shit, it's so obvious. I'm just going to nick the door.
Mate, I love this. This is what he's having his midweek wobble. Anyone who's like any derby game, you have this midweek wobble, and he had it yesterday, and he's still in the middle of it now. He'll get to tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at the Saturday at the game, and you'll be like, "We're gonna smash you." You'll be so certain because you'll get over that like.
Will you be certain though?
Yeah, what do you think today?
Well, hang on. I just want to finish on this because what I loved yesterday was he went like from nowhere. He just kind of went. He went. It's so obvious. It's so obvious.
Yes.
It's so obvious you're going to beat us or get a draw. No, first of all, it's so obvious you're going to beat us. And when he did that, I didn't say anything. I just let him just sort of let that just sink in.
Yeah.
Because what he really wanted, he was looking at me. He wanted me to go maybe, and then he would have gone. Come on in, and then he would have done whatever.
So he wanted
would have
an outlet for his frustration and his fear.
Someone to bounce back and go,
But
no,
you-
let's have it then. Let's have it. No, we are going to beat you. We're going to smash you.
But
I
you
just let him
didn't-
go. I let him have his wobble.
Yeah, you didn't give it back.
No.
That's actually a little bit like mean.
You also got
smart.
to remember what happened in the return fixture. I think I'm a little bit scarred by that.
You were 2-0 up and they.
You know what? On 91 minutes, threw away 2 goals in about less than a minute.
2-1, 2-0, wasn't it? 2-0,
2-0,
91 minutes. I was watching it on a laptop on a legal stream, at 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, on my honeymoon, and I went mental. I went in,
mate.
and she was fine with it.
Yeah,
because
of course.
she's loved my life.
She understands.
Because I love her. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, where are you at though?
Am I?
Yeah, you confident?
Yeah.
I'm quietly confident actually.
Are you?
I've got a funny little feeling that Holloway's been very bullish this week in the press. He says we're gonna run until they make mistakes, and you know how annoying that's gonna be, because you're gonna be like they're not even
You're not
playing.
the first football team to run it.
They're not even playing football. That's what he's gonna say.
So, but it must be frustrating if all you got in your locker is just running.
Oh no, mate, there's quality there too. You could say the same about Liverpool.
Matt's
Yes, I'm comparing QPR to Liverpool.
Just for those who are overseas, and we do have a few, Brentford and QPR are 2 football teams in England.
They know that.
They don't.
They do.
And they're quite close to each other. And as far as I can understand, because I don't really understand it either, really, is that QPR hate Chelsea and Brentford hate QPR. QPR see themselves as a bigger club than Brentford, but Brentford have
They are a bigger club than Brentford.
Brentford have consistently finished above QPR despite having less money.
In recent seasons. But over the history of time, there's no question.
Just to gauge your frustration or you're starting to waver somewhat about your confidence in this game. Is that based on the fact that you hate QPR? Do you hate them?
I do hate them. It's nowhere near as passionate as like between Tottenham and Arsenal.
So who do Brentford hate?
QPR and Fulham.
Fulham.
QPR and Fulham. I think it depends on what generation Brentford fan you are.
Yeah.
Who you hate more.
Yeah.
So who do you hate more, Fulham or Brentford?
I think for me it's hard. I think probably QPR.
And Chelsea are not in the running.
Chelsea,
Nah,
I hate Chelsea, but not as a Brentford fan.
That's
I hate
rivalry.
Chelsea because all my mates are Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
It's history, isn't it? It's history as well. Like that's what's building up with Brentford QPRs. Holloway doesn't like Brentford.
Yeah, that's.
He was a player at Brentford. Didn't work at all.
Yeah.
When he was there, he doesn't like them. And that will add that little bit of spice. It's gonna be good.
I'm looking forward to it. I won't be watching it.
And fortunately for you, the votes were polled last week. We were talking about if Adam would receive a QPR smile.
Yeah.
QPR smile, of course, is when you pull down trousers and spank the bum so hard. My dad was going to deliver that if you wanted it, but you got some fans, Adam.
Great.
A few people saying no to that.
So he shouldn't have his bum spanked.
No, but you will get sliced up. Still to come. Soldiers lost in battle, birds and that, and flames. But very quickly, I just want to dig out, a good bit and a bad bit. Because we were talking about it earlier in the week. You said let's talk about it in the pod.
Mm.
So I won my Sunday league team. Won the league.
Yeah.
On Sunday, great. But the reason we won the league is because we were there ready to kick off. the opposition decided not to turn up.
When you say they're ready to go, was you and your kids?
Yeah, we'd just done a warm-up. We're like, where are they? And we'd beaten them. They were in the running to win the league, but we smashed them a couple of weeks ago, and they just decided not to turn up.
That is bang out of
So
order.
muggy.
On so many levels, that's bang out of order.
Mate, I was in such a strop for about 2 hours, but then I had a few drinks and
A few
then
beers,
I was quite happy then.
Yeah.
But
No, look, that's wrong on so many levels. One, you've entered in good faith a league competition of so many teams. So you've got a duty there. Secondly, you're taking away a moment of glory from another competitor. Thirdly, you've given up your Sunday. Like you've got families and stuff you could have been doing stuff with. None of you did because you went on the piss afterwards. But they didn't know that.
No. And fourthly, the team that's second can't win a league now. They could have. Like,
If
we would
you
have
got
lost
beat.
that game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Then next Sunday would have been like title decider, one game.
So
winner takes all.
that would have been great in itself.
Yeah.
But so what happens now?
Well, we've won the league.
Yeah, but what happens to the other team?
They'll get fined and
What kind of
I
fine?
don't know. It's like 60 quid or something.
60 quid.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But it is really annoying. But the one thing I wonder if this could open up a new bit. I know we've got a million bits in this podcast, but Sunday League nightmares. It's a bit like Soldiers Lost in Battle. Maybe it essentially is a Soldiers Lost in Battle, but have you had a Sunday League nightmare?
Yeah, tell us the worst stories that you've ever had on Sunday League level.
And so this could be around playing Hangover. Just kicks off, maybe go quickly. My mate Hope, you know Hope.
Yeah.
Also an usher at my wedding. He on his 24th birthday, we were absolutely steaming. Went and played a Sunday League game. I was injured, so I didn't play. I was on the side. He played, and he hadn't played Sunday League football for years, and he was so drunk. But it was his birthday, and about 15 minutes in, he was playing right wing. Goalie kicked it out of his hands. Actually, kicked it out of his hand, and then there was a header up in the air, and then Hope just ball was dropping. Hope just went boom, volleyed it back into his own goal.
To his own
40
goal?
yards.
Amazing.
On his birthday. It was brilliant. So that's a Sunday League nightmare, but I'm sure there's more horrific ones.
Yeah,
so
I want more, less about the football, more about the
Yeah.
scenarios around which you either played or didn't play.
Love it.
Let us know.
Soldiers Lost in Battle time. Now, last week, I mean, it was epic.
It was epic.
It was incredible.
White teeth.
We've spoken to the boy.
You got in contact?
We got in contact. Unfortunately,
Don't say this.
there is a sequel, but we asked him to tweet us so that we could do it, because I don't want to give you my email. I mean, you can probably guess it, but I don't want to give out my email, and I don't want to ruin it for people to watch or listen. So we wanted to get in touch on Twitter, but he hasn't done that to reveal the sequel when he met White Teeth once again.
Can you not DM on YouTube? Is there no messaging feature?
I don't know.
Well, look into it. You've solved the problem directly.
All right, but
Giving him hoops to jump through.
Come on, on, the boy.
He'll be watching. He does watch.
He
and
does
if you haven't watched,
He did comment.
Yeah, he did comment. If you haven't watched it, and you don't want to go through the whole podcast, towards the end of both of the previous two episodes, you have to listen to this story. It is absolute gold.
Yeah, totally.
So he's going to come, hopefully.
So he's going to come.
I need to know what's happened to White Teeth.
Yeah. That's going to make no sense to people who haven't seen it. But it doesn't matter.
It leads. He gives a little nugget.
Absolutely. But we've got one to keep you going. I think anyone's going to be a slight anticlimax because if you remember at the end of
You're going to read his comment.
Yeah.
Sorry.
At the end of last week's story, from the boy, he said, anytime another viewer tries to put forward a story about missing an FA Cup final because their mean girlfriend or mean mummy wouldn't let them go, just picture the image of me having to look away as my best friend Davey takes a shit in a carrier bag in the corner of that bedroom and using his old socks to wipe his arse. So let's do it. Soldiers Lost in Battle this week comes from... Oh, sorry, and this was his comment, actually, I forgot to say. Hi, lads. Glad you both enjoyed the story so much. It was painful reliving it, but you guys are so effortlessly entertaining. I wanted to do the story justice. Sequel isn't football related. Hope that's not a problem. Keep up the great work. I never contribute to anything, but I had to because this podcast is the best one.
What?
And by the way, is this a wind-up? Having a Gaza Rangers doll on the same show relive my misery? Don't you think I've been through enough? That was a mistake.
He's a Celtic fan. That was purely coincidental.
This week's Soldiers Lost in Battle comes from Mizrab Janouai.
All right, Mizrab, you've got a lot to live up to.
Lot to live up to.
Big shoes to fill.
Here we go. Soldiers Lost in Battle. That's too much. Wednesday, 11th of April 2007. It's Champions League night.
Yeah.
So give him a chance.
I am. I'm fully on board. I'm with him at this stage.
Lovely. Manchester United, the only team for me, are set to play Roma under the lights at Old Trafford. A young and naive 8-year-old me has been getting more and more excited throughout the day. Until finally, kick-off.
He's 8.
He's 8. So Roma under the lights at Old Trafford. I sit down on the sofa, all cosy and ready to watch us tackle the incoming challenge. The door opens and I hear 6 words that will crush my soul. Turn it over, CSI is on. I try to fight my case, but Mum's having none of it, and I'm forced to turn it over. I'm now sat there, crushed and in a mood, watching this nitwit on TV pretend he knows how to solve crimes, dickhead. The ad break comes and Mum says I can turn it over to check the score. I decide to take her up on the offer. Better than nothing, I guess, and so I push in the numbers on the remote. Expecting to see 0-0, we're up 3-0 in 20 minutes. I can't believe I've missed 3 goals. I try to plead my case once more. I can feel something special brewing in this game. 3-0 up in 20, surely there's more goals to come. Turn it over, I hear once more, devastated. I turn it over once again to endure the rest of the episode. Finally, this awful show finishes, but now Mum's decided to check the news. She dwindles around the channels a little. At this point, I'm convinced she's doing this on purpose. After seeing the pain, which was most likely written all over my face, turn it over, I hear once more, but this time I'm glad to hear it. Just over an hour of the game has gone, and I'm just praying I've not missed any more goals. No more drama. The channel switches. It's 6-0. Even Alan Smith scored. The next goal scored wasn't even us. I managed to catch the last, Evra's beauty, but the joy of the occasion has been obliterated from me by this point. The game ends 7-1. I've missed one of the greatest nights under the lights. Not there, are you? Stop saying under the lights. At the Theatre of Dreams. And it was all because of that fucking shit show, CSI.
He's not there for a number of reasons. He's 8, right? And when you're 8, you do what your mum tells you.
Yeah, fair point.
All right? If she says turn the change over, turn the change over. I mean,
It's always tough to go after last week's story. But we've got to keep it going. Really.
Yeah, but I don't think you can recount a story from 10 years ago when he was 8 years old. It doesn't count.
Not having it.
No, I'm not having it. Thanks for your time and efforts.
Yeah.
But just, think again if you're going to submit.
Okay, so the boy, get in touch, mate. We want to read this story out to people. They love you and your writing, so get involved. Still to come, questions for Flames, but first, exciting.
This time, we set him some homework, didn't we?
We set him some homework. Birds and that is here. This is Adam, right? We just need a little nudge.
Yeah, look,
right?
just push him.
Get him back in the game.
Yeah, back in because he spent a lot of time dating a lot, and we said a lot of women.
Dross.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't dross. And where's that come from? What do you
I
mean?
don't know, I thought that's where you were going with it.
No, lots of women, right. Women, lovely, intelligent, beautiful women. But he sort of died off. I think he's got a bit bored of it all. I think he's had his fill.
Sluggish, isn't it? It's gluttonous.
He's become sluggish.
He's been a gluttonous.
Less willing to open it. And he's a beautiful man with a lot of goodness to give. And there's a lot of women out there that would gladly receive some of that
receive such goodness, yeah.
Yeah, and he would make a lot of women very happy.
So he needed to sort of...
But he's dried up.
Yeah, he needed to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Step forward into the fray once more.
And he needed us to just nudge him.
Yeah.
Just walk into the light. Walk into the light. So currently, you're dwelling in darkness.
So, really excited to see how he's been getting on.
Yeah.
Adam, so you set your task to get yourself a date. How did it go?
You haven't got a date? What have you been doing?
How did it go?
You have let us down. Is it hard for you to get a date?
It just didn't happen.
Did you try?
Yeah, be honest, did you try?
Did you try?
What, not majorly.
Just tell us one thing you might have done that could have helped you get to a date status.
Not got so fucked on Saturday after the Fulham game.
But that's fair.
That's alright.
That's fine. No, listen. Have you been on Bumble?
I've been on Bumble a little bit, not loads.
Because I saw you get a match the other day.
Yeah. She messaged me this morning.
Yes, Adam.
But she's not.
What? So you messaged?
Wheels in motion.
Yeah, the wheels are in motion.
I haven't replied yet.
You haven't replied.
Oh, I like it. Is that on purpose or is that?
Just
you playing it cool?
Does it work?
All right.
No, he. You see, he's still in the room. He's still in the room. We pushed him out to the light, but he's scuttled past us and got back into the room again.
I'm not sure if she's really what
you gonna
what I'm feeling.
She's not what you're feeling. What
You've
you
looked
feeling?
at 3 pictures of her on the internet, and she's not. She could be an incredibly beautiful and a kind person inside. But
you told me not to swipe right.
Did I?
Do you think? What do you mean? What things do you think? Is she? Do you think she's up for a Harvard Eskimo? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, do you know what?
A Milwaukee Postman.
If she's offering an Alaskan Hot Pocket.
Alaskan Hop. What
Come
about
on,
a Tennessee
now.
Turkey Twizzler? Do you think she's up for that?
Come on, a turkey twizzler.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Maybe I'll message her now.
Mississippi postage stamp?
Out of date. I do need to get back in the game.
Do you feel like, because you don't want to live alone forever?
Oh, yeah, right. I don't.
Yeah, send a message. Right.
Okay.
So look,
So
we're all
disappointed.
We're all
Yeah, we're all
disappointed.
going.
Yeah, Adam's disappointed. So
I apologise to all our viewers out there. That's all I can say.
he's
Try
apologised.
and make amends.
You got a week to make amends, mate.
Okay.
And this will not go away.
No.
And you will have to sit there if you want a job.
You've got 4 weeks to find love.
4 weeks to find love, but we want a date or something next week.
Right. Okay.
Or just some progress. You don't have to go on a date or anything. You just you could have a wonderful evening.
Wonderful evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
A Milwaukee Postman.
well, you know.
Not like a Milwaukee, but you have a Milwaukee Postman.
Alright.
Forget it. Questions for Flames, it's that time. I love that.
Is that an actual thing or did you make that up?
I'm just
Right.
Yeah, what was it? A US state and an inanimate object.
Objects, yeah.
Or person.
Yeah.
Let us know your best ones in the comments below. Don't describe them. It's branded, isn't it? Right, questions for Flames. I'd like to end the podcast like this now. I've enjoyed this and we've been getting more and more, which is good. I'm collecting them all. Just to be clear again, if you've watched this far, please just check in, just so we know you're fine.
Yep.
First one, here we go. We've got 2. Adash here. Hi guys. Love the show.
Alright.
Don't really comment, but watch all the time. Keep it up.
Oh,
Maybe,
bless.
just check in.
Cheers, mate.
I have a Flame submission for you. Bit long, but basically I used to have class with this girl and we became very, very close, telling each other everything. The only reason we started talking is she went out with my best mate. Oh, here we go. We were just friends and I helped get her and my mate back together many times. After about 6 months of going out, they broke up. Me and her stayed close, but all my other mates don't talk to her anymore. This was all towards the end of last school year. Over the summer, we got even closer, and she invited me on multiple occasions to her house to hang out. We told each other that we like each other, but waited a little bit to take it further because she wasn't ready. She moved school, still near to mine, and I see her every Monday. She threw a party and we discussed us and kissed. Lovely.
Lovely. That is lovely.
After discussing to take it further, she said she wants to be friends. She has changed her mind.
Oh, what?
Many a time, but over time she ended up getting a boyfriend and I was left in the friend zone.
Oh.
She would come to me for advice about everything, including her boyfriend. And after 2 months, they broke up. My feelings have never changed, and if anything, I like her even more. I would do anything for her, but now she calls me her best friend.
No. Yeah.
I've basically been left in the friend zone and don't know whether I should go for it or not. My mates don't like her at all, but they don't know that I'm close with her. People who know I am all say that we would be a great match and should go out, but I'm stuck. Do I go for it or not? I believe she only sees me as a best friend, and that's all. But also feel that there is more than that between us. Do I risk my friendship with her and my mates, or do I have to be satisfied with just friends? Oh no!
Mate, you're so in the zone.
We've all been there.
What I think?
Go on, Ad.
Speak up though, nice enough.
At school, so many times you would see it. Like a girl and a boy, they're best friends, and everyone's like, oh no, they're just friends, and they're best friends for ages. But eventually, literally every single time, they ended up becoming an item. So I reckon sit tight, give it another few months.
Hold tight.
And then revisit. Do you make a move?
Okay. That's
That's sound advice. In my experience, though.
So you're saying just
yeah,
be
I remember
friend.
in school it happened a lot. People
Right.
being best friends and then suddenly they're going out.
But how does he make that transition? So look, this guy, he's not. So the guy that the girl's with now, it's not gonna last. I'm telling you now, it won't, because well, first of all, this is school. Never lasts, is it? I know it's a bit.
No, they don't. Of course not. Not at that age. No. I think.
So you'll get another chance. Is the point?
But she said, "I just want to be friends."
Did she say that?
It's not. She's not playing around with him. I don't think. Things change. Things do change. In my experience, I've seen lots and lots and lots of men become friends with females and get friend zoned, but they really into them and the females are not. In my head, if I was you, I'd bin it.
Really?
Yeah.
What I would say is you've got to readdress the value of you.
Yeah. She can't go to him and ask. It's unfair for her to go to him and say, "Oh, I need advice from my boyfriend," knowing that he likes her. That's a bad move. She shouldn't do that, because she, as your friends are there to improve your life, not to cause you stress. So just say to her, "Look, you know how I feel about you. Don't ask me shit about your boyfriend. When you're ready, we can do this.
When you figure this out, love.
Yeah, when you figure out what you want, I'm here.
Yeah.
But not forever. So, this is what it is. Because she knows you like her. But she's then ready to talk all this shit about her partners. You got to say, nah, not today.
I agree. I think you need to showcase your self-esteem here, right?
Yeah.
You've got to go, look, we've got something really great here. We've got a connection.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen and is very important to women.
It is
and men
important.
as well, it should be, but
Less
unfortunately
important,
it's less so. But you've got a connection there, so she just needs to know, look, I don't need this. I like you. I like us being friends, but I don't want to talk about that stuff because I like you. And then she'll go, oh, hang on a minute.
And by the same time, say, I like you, but you should pursue other things as well.
Yeah, totally.
You should pursue. And I'm not saying that to make her jealous. I'm saying you should.
It will. No, I'm joking.
It really will. But don't use that as your motive. Do it because you actually think, well, there's lots and lots of people out there who are going to be very kind and loving towards you and improve your life significantly.
That's a great point.
So just go out and do that. I know it's hard when you like someone, but I'll tell you, they've got an unrequited love story from my youth.
Have you? Yeah. Lovely. Can I just make? So actually, I'll make the point at the end because it's succinct. Go on.
Okay. There was a young lady who I was fancied so
We've
much.
all had that, haven't we?
Fancied so much, and I used to go around her house.
Sorry?
I used to go around her house.
Around her house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That sounded different.
Oh. I used to go around the house and we used to watch films together, watch with Nal and I, we went clubbing. I thought she was into me.
12 years old.
That's 17. And she was lesbian.
Yeah, we've all been there.
And I was like, I used to literally, I've probably been there, but you look at someone who you fancy and you're just like, God, I love her so much. But
I appreciate your
as
honesty.
it found out, she's. Then I found out, a year later, got a boyfriend.
What?
Yeah.
Was the boyfriend quite feminine?
I never met him.
Yeah.
No. I'd have ripped his throat out. No, that was one of the ones. I had a couple actually when I was young.
Did you? This is my advice. Is the thing to focus on. What do you deserve? Think about what you deserve. You deserve a girl who likes you, that you like back. If she's not offering that, then she is not. She is one, not right for you. Two, she doesn't deserve you. Because it sounds like you're a bloody lovely bloke.
Yeah, you are.
So concentrate on what you deserve and go get it. Right, second one, last one. Sol Taibi, Flames question. I want to go to drama school in London and be an actor eventually. However, they have said I'm not old enough to go yet, so I was wondering what advice you have to build up life experience, seeing as though that's what I need to build up. Cheers, lads.
Sorry, what? How old is he?
He'll be 18.
You think he's 18?
If he's about to go to drama school.
Well, no, he said he's not old enough to.
Yeah,
Basically-
they don't let people in straight away.
All right. So what, you think he's 18?
I reckon about that. Yeah.
17, 18. So he knows what he wants to do. He wants to go to drama school in London. He wants to be an actor, but he can't be where he wants to be right now. So what should he do in the meantime? Do you want me to do this one?
No, I know. You got an answer. I think what.
I wanted to be an actor.
Oh, I'd never guessed. The. I think my little brother is an actor. And,
he is, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and life experience is really important. I don't think it's about your age; it's about being able to adapt and understand, and perform in a way that resonates. Because you'll be doing lots of different roles, I presume.
That's true.
Honestly, the best way I found growing up was to go out and start socialising. That was my experience. I learnt a lot, and say yes and jump into all the trappings of that social world, because you learn about that. You learn about people. You learn about how to behave around other people. You learn how to avoid situations. You learn how to enjoy yourself, and you have experiences you never thought you would have or never thought existed if you say yes.
Yeah.
So that's very vague, but I'm aware that I can't say everything freely.
True.
On another podcast.
I think also you can kind of you could look at in those social experiences that you have, or like like the one before, there's a guy, he's going through something there. Look at those situations in life and kind of break them down and look at it from different sides of it as well. And that way, if you want to be an actor, you can understand and empathise with different things that you would have to portray. Then if you've got a good understanding of how to do that, how to see stuff from other people's perception, then you'll be better at acting once you do that. But also, I guess you just need to be be acting.
Yeah. But But he's saying how do I build up life experiences? You go out and experience the world, isn't it?
It's so obvious he needs to go travelling.
Yeah, but not everyone comes from a wealthy family and can go travelling. My dad was a plumber. I couldn't go travelling, all right? These two travelled all over the place, building hospitals and all that shit.
I'll pay for it.
Stay at home, build up like a couple grand, go travelling.
I had a habit.
You was?
I had a habit, didn't I, to feed?
Well, if you can afford it, go.
Yeah, that's
what you
good.
need to do.
There's a reason why everyone goes travelling. It's for that reason. Isn't it? I'd love it.
The habit.
I'm going to do it one day.
That was Flame's advice. Thank you very much for watching One for the Weekend podcast. Make sure you check in so we know you're safe. Soldiers Lost in Battle Stories, The Boy Get in Touch, Sunday League Nightmares, see if we can get anywhere with that, and some advice for Adam as well, because he's in a rut.
He's in a rut.
He's in a rut. And let us know your thoughts on the football as well, because that seems to be getting smaller and smaller. If you like this video, click that like button, subscribe to the Long Ball Street so that you get to see it every week.
And if you listen to the podcast, because it is a podcast,
yeah,
not a video, we just video the podcast.
That's true.
So that seems to be the trend now. Yeah. Sorry, I've been podcasting for 8 years and don't like the way people treat the medium.
Oh, we totally respect it. We do. But it's currently there's cameras in front of me, so I've got to address them slightly. Then do that as well. Anything else?
No.
Bye.